Hello and welcome to Weekend Projects, a Make Magazine video podcast. I'm Bree Pettis, and every week I bring you a project that you can make over the weekend. This weekend, we're going to make GPVs, grocery-propelled vehicles. We're going to make a hovercraft, a bearingless motor, and a dirigible. This is going to be a blast, and you're going to be able to get all the supplies you need at your local grocery store. Alright, let's start with the hovercraft. The idea for hovercrafts has been around since the 1700s. But they didn't become popular until this guy named Charles Fletcher came up with the idea and started playing around with it as a reservist. Now, the Navy immediately appropriated all his ideas and classified them, and then started messing around with it in the Navy. Now, hovercrafts are used to actually get people from one place to the other. The military uses them, and they're also used in Alaska to get supplies from one place to another, which is really cool. We're going to make a really simple one. Let's get started and get our materials. To make our simple hovercraft, you're going to need a CD you don't want anymore because it'll probably get scratched up, and you're going to need a balloon, and you're going to need the cap to a water bottle. And then the only thing else you need is some hot glue. Let me show you how this works. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the glue on all around the edge here. It's important that you get all the way around the edge so that you get an airtight seal. Then I'm going to take this cap and I'm going to stick it right in the center of the CD, being careful not to get my fingers on the hot glue because it's very hot. Now all I need to do is add the balloon, and then now all I need to do is blow it up. We're ready to go. Okay, so you put this down on the table and you let go, and now it'll move around, and there's an air cushion there so it'll slide around with no friction. Alright, until it runs out. The biggest hovercraft can carry about 305 tons of payload. That's about 60 cars and 400 passengers. That's a big hovercraft. You can use a styrofoam plate if you don't have a CD. In fact, if you're going to make a bearingless motor, you should get some styrofoam plates. This is how it works. You have two hovercrafts that go like this, and there's the air hole there. But instead of having this float around, you attach two together. And then you put little straws in here, and you angle them so that when the air blows out, it turns it. Now this is a bearingless motor because there's no bearings. There's no motor turning the wheel. The wheel is turning the wheel. Let's check it out. The first thing we need to do is cut our bendy straw, and I'm going to cut this just like this. Now I've cut that at an angle so that I can put a hole here in the middle, and I'm going to go ahead and put that like that. And then I'm going to cover all around it with hot glue. Now be careful, this hot glue is very hot. Now the idea is to make a seal. This takes a lot of hot glue, but it works. Now when the air comes through that hole, it'll go through the straw and out here, making this turn around. Then you add a cap and a balloon, just like you did for the hovercraft. And once this is dried, you can go ahead and blow it up right with the straw. And then you'll be able to make two of these and attach them with 3 straws. Now, one of the great things is that there's 36 different little marks here, so you can mark off thirds by dividing that by 3, and every 12 marks you can put a straw. That way it'll be nice and even. Okay, let's go into the hall and see if we can make this thing work. It's not the fastest thing in the world, but it works. I think it would be really fun for 2 people to each make one and then have a race. Now we're onto the dirigible. Now for this I had to go and get a helium balloon from my local florist, and then I got some other balloons. This balloon is going to provide lift, and this balloon is going to provide power. I attached them with some hot glue and a little bit of straw right there, and then I attached this with a zip tie and a straw right here. Now, if you weight it perfectly, you want it to be just a little bit heavy. That way, the propulsion will propel it up, and when it's all empty, it'll come back down. Here we go. All right. Now, that worked a lot better when the helium had more lifting power. I've added another helium balloon to add more lift here. Now, be warned, helium balloons, they lose their power over time, so you have to be able to use them fresh if you can. Okay, let's see if this works. Now I've got it weighted just right so that when I let go of it, it just barely comes down. Now, this is probably going to throw my aerodynamics off having two of these, but we'll try it anyway. Here we go, let's see what happens. Ooh, it spins around. It goes up. And it's coming down. Alright, that worked out good. I like that. The handy thing is that it comes down, so you want to play around with the weight before you take this outside. Okay, that was fun. I'm Bree Pettis, and you've just learned how to make grocery-propelled vehicles. Now go out there, hit the grocery store, get some supplies, and have a great weekend.